Hi, this is Cody Robert Judy, a voice crying in the wilderness, and I have just returned from the Utah State Capitol building right behind me, entering the U.S. Senate elections race. There's my thing there, qualifications for office there, the date and seal, the date there, the seal, the signature of the elections officer here, and it is August 7th, 2018, Tuesday. And very exciting moment to give the voters in Utah another choice at the ballot box in November, this coming 2018 election for U.S. Senate. All you have to do is write my name in, Cody, C-O-D-Y, Judy, J-U-D-Y, and your vote will be counted for me. Now, I want to report something else also. We've heard a lot about the Russian influence on the elections of 2016, and the Democrats have just been really most vocal about this and furious about it, and that's understandable. We understood, though, from both Obama and the House Intelligence Report, I believe, that their influence was limited. The Russian influence was limited to just influence. But still, the Democrats are voicing that they are responsible, basically, and they're trying to, cast the Russian influence of these elections of 2016 against Hillary Clinton as a catalyst for President Donald Trump being elected. Now, I want to report to you that I sent an invitation about 28 hours ago to the media, the state media here in Utah, Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 5, and Fox is 14. So ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. We're all notified, and I invited them to the election office here as a story about another choice for the voters in the 2018 election in the U.S. Senate race. Now, nobody believed that event in the elections was worthy to be recorded or reported to the public and the voters in the election. And so I want you to question yourselves. If you go to the ballot box and you had no idea that I was a choice in the 2018 election for U.S. Senate, and that you found out that the media knew about it long before and failed to report the story even 3 months before the election, basically you walked into that ballot box having no idea that Cody Judy was a option for you for the office of U.S. Senate. How does that make you feel towards your state-run media here in Utah? And that's a serious question. And, does that equate in your mind to the manipulation of the Russian influence in the 2016 election? Well, that is the question that I am asking you in consideration of the 2018 election. Do you feel that the media not reporting a choice for you and hiding that choice and covering up that choice is equivalent to the Russian meddling or influence in the 2016 election? Quite frankly, I think it's even a worse influence than the Russian influence on the 2016 election, because the Russian influence was not poised at covering up totally a choice for the Utah voters. And the news media refusing to report the choice of Cody Judy as a U.S. Senate candidate against Mitt Romney and Jenny Wilson is an obstruction of the voters' trust, and in at least reporting important things that are transpiring in the coming 2018 election. Now, I'm doing my best to get the word out and tell everybody there. And the internet, while it's still free, but we have a problem with shadow banning. But I think about the choices out there to the Utah voters, and just plain and simply ask yourself a question. If the influence of the media here in the state of Utah has affected your choice today by not covering the myself coming to the elections office and declaring my candidacy for U.S. Senate, do you feel that that is a possible crime against your choices, a possible infringement of your voting rights? And if you agree with that, I think that you should call your stations, give them a call. Call Channel 14 and Channel 5 and Channel 4 and Channel 2 and say, hey, listen, you had a candidate declaring his candidacy for U.S. Senate. His name is Cody Judy, and you were invited to cover that event. And we're given, a 28-hour notice. Didn't you have a reporter handy? You didn't have an aide or anybody that could come cover that event at the Lieutenant Governor's office in the state of Utah Capitol building. And then maybe if the voters put a little heat on our state-run media that is in essence influencing the 2018 election with a lack of coverage. Now, they don't seem to miss a stabbing, a shooting, a rape, an accusation against a corporation, and they don't seem to miss, any kind of, gathering of a group that comes together. But this is, I know they have a limited time, but this is a really important choice for voters in the coming election. And it was held here at the state capitol here in the state of Utah, where I made a declaration of candidacy, invited the media to come here and witness that, and sent 2 or 3 reporters to each station and asked them, hey, would you come? Now, I don't know if those reporters went to their editors and said, listen, we just got a news tip, and this is happening today. Can I run up there? But if the media can't afford to cover, I know all of those stations have reporters here at the Capitol basically every day. And if they couldn't run over in 10 minutes and cover a story or ask a few questions so the voters could be informed, I think that that is kind of a manipulation that we would equate to the Russian influence and strategy in the 2016 election. Now, if you disagree with me, I would like to hear about that from you. But if you feel like that if you went to the voting booth and were not informed of a choice that was made and is available to you in that voting booth, and that was the direct result of the cover-up of this day and this event happening at the state capitol today, then I think that that is a problem, and I think that the voters should be outraged about this, and it should be definitely something that I hope that you would feel is important enough. You know, if you wanted to make that choice and you didn't know about it, and you went into that voting booth and just focused on what was in front of you, and legally this was also available as a choice to you, but you didn't know about it, how can you say that you went into that ballot box and did not have a full choice? And that is the concern that we have here in Utah about our media being run by basically a state propaganda equated to what we may even equate to the Russian influence and the manipulation of your vote. So if you're concerned about that, please call your station and say, listen, maybe I'm not going to vote for that guy, but I really resent the fact that you guys don't cover an event that's happening in the state capitol with someone who is a qualified candidate. Now, the other thing I'd like to ask you right now is if you had two candidates and you asked the media, well, we got one candidate that has fought for the Constitution of the United States of America and the most important office and the qualifications of the most important office in the whole country, in the whole supreme law of the land, the office of the president. And that candidate has taken that argument to the U.S. Supreme Court 3 times. In case 12, 5276, in case 14, 9396. In the 10th Circuit, case 174055, in Judy versus Obama, and also had cases in the Las Vegas Federal District Court against Senator McCain, equalizing the qualifications for the office of the president. And that argument had been taken equally to the U.S. Supreme Court and has 2 case numbers and is pending a 3rd case. Now, if you've got a candidate like that standing up for the U.S. Constitution, and you've got a candidate that never ever did anything like that, has never ever stood up for the Constitution in the U.S. Supreme Court, and then the media doesn't inform you of the choice, that is basically not only covering up the facts, but covering up your choice and manipulating your choice. Here in America, that is outrageous, and it is an influence that is nefarious against the free and the integrity and the honesty of our election. If they are using their ability to influence people and inform people against the choices that the people have, so that the people walk into that ballot box and have no idea that they can write Cody, Judy in as a write-in candidate, then aren't they guilty just the same as the people that are saying that the Russians influenced the 2016 election, and that was the cause of President Trump getting elected, and it hurt Hillary Clinton? Isn't it the same? I sure think it is. Well, I'll let you go for now, and remember that I'm doing my best to inform you of your choices as a candidate for U.S. Senate here in the state of Utah. You don't have to vote for Mitt Romney. You don't have to vote for Jenny Wilson. And I am a registered, qualified candidate that has stood up and fought for your constitutional rights and the integrity of our electoral process and our form of government. I'll talk to you next. Have a great day.